Welcome, everyone. Before I teach again my Unleashing Your Authentic Feminine Voice for Power and Impact course from the 14th of February, I would like to bring more voices to the online space. Voices of people, of women who have already worked with me. So here is Krisztina Márkus. Thank you, Krista, for accepting my invitation. It's a true gift, your presence and your thoughts. So Krista is a meditation teacher, a drama teacher, and also she's deep into literature. She has a book club, a Hungarian book club in Portland, because Krista is Hungarian, but living in Portland. See you, Krista. Hello, Krista. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for
shining.
inviting me and having the opportunity to talk to you about my experience and share it in a personal level.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Your sensitivity and your personality just shines through the camera. And this is one of the default statement during our class, that love goes through the camera. And it's like 10 times true for you, because I felt your presence all the time and it was so nurturing for the whole group. So thank you for all this energy that you put into the class.
This was my first online course. I did
Really? Wow.
work similar to this in person, so I was not sure if it would work, but it did. I am really, really pleased, and I felt the same way, that you guys are just next to me. I'm feeling everyone's energy. So it was actually a beautiful experience for me. I do find it a little awkward to be online, but no, it does come through. So you're right about that.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And I didn't know that it was your first online course ever. So it's like, thank you for giving me the opportunity to being the first. And just a little bit of background, because your friendship and your words and your thoughts on the course and the course material is a true gift for me. And let us mention just one people who linked us together. So there is Anna Semera, musicologist from Portland, who just wrote a book about my work. And so, as far as I know, you helped her with your feminist thoughts and philosophic knowledge. So I was also very, very pleased to get to know that. And so when I invited you to the course, I knew, of course, as a person in literature, that you are probably more into writing and acting, but still somehow this voice work, as far as I was, I had this sense that it could work for you. So maybe can you tell me some words, or tell us some words about what kind of issues or problems you had with your voice, or with expressing yourself through the voice?
As a woman, I think most of us can say we all have an issue around our voice. It's starting to even ask for what we need, and
Mm.
even take our time to realize what we need, and that's I think most of us struggle with it. It's part of nature, because we are designed to nurture us and designed to take care of, and not necessarily take care of ourselves. So this is so wonderful to learn about our voice, to say what we need. That's
Oh,
very, very important.
uh,
And then my relationship to my voice is very complex. I started to work around this years ago, and because it's a lot to do with trauma work and how we store a lot of our traumas in our body. We often don't remember what happened to us when we were infant, or even a multi-generational trauma we carry unconsciously. We breathed it in from our mothers or grandmothers, and it's in our body, and we have no idea what it is, but our breathing gets shallow as these traumas are relived, and we can live our life constantly locked into this trauma. So as I started to work with my body, I started to realize that my voice is getting a little deeper. I slow down. So when I heard about your work, I said, oh, this is actually could be my next step to
wow.
to learn about a part of me that I may not even know.
Mm. It's so beautiful what you are mentioning, Kin, and you're bringing up this theme of us women. How do we ask for like help or ask for what we need? So I think it's for so many women is just so nurturing, this thought. And what is also very touching for me or moving for me, that you are saying that is also partly our nature. And I was thinking for a moment, yes, it is our nature, but there is kind of change in the women's role, you know, and in this, maybe it can exist together, that we can still nurture others, but we can still nurture us. And as you say, voice is a great tool for that, because it is happening in the body, but its effect goes beyond the body. And so when you were talking about trauma work, I hear a lot of Peter Levine and Gabor Mate's wisdom also in your research and inquiry. So it's beautiful to bring this in, and also the physicality of the work you are doing and I am doing in this course. So you said it's very complex, your relationship to your voice. Have you sung in choir, or because you are also teaching and talking, so how is this showed up, the issues with your voice? Can you share more about this?
One of the most beautiful lessons you taught me, that how we need to be aware of our voices resonating inside and outside at the same time. And that gave me a very new awareness of my voice. That, so I started to imagine my body is like an instrument, that it's, oh my gosh, I have to hear it. And the resonance of our voice, if we become aware of it and conscious of it, actually it's a healing, that the energy, the waves, the sound create actually does calms the nervous system. I don't know, I'm sure people studied this, I can't quote it, or if they didn't, they should. But
Yeah.
there are sound that heals. The sound does
Yeah,
heal,
it's
and
all
our
around.
own voice can heal if we let it drop.
Yeah, it's beautiful what you are saying. And I'm so, again, so happy of this thought. Oh, sound healing is all around, also the polyvagal theory. And one of its main thing is to breathe in shortly and then breathe out long exhalation, and it calms the nervous system, because it puts you into the state of mind which is more relaxed and more trustful towards the outer world. So, by the way, when we sing, it is always the case. We have a shorter but deep in-breath, and then we take out, so when we breathe out, it's longer. So guess what? Whenever we sing or we play with long sound, it is always, as you say, it has a deep effect on our nervous system, and it's especially very calming and very centering, I would say. So it really connects us back to our deep core essence.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more thought, that when we're still living our trauma in our body, we often don't use our whole body to speak. The voice goes all the way up here, and then it just changes the whole thing. So it's a beautiful work, and I don't think we're aware of it enough, how important it is. And even I work with children, and if my voice is not strong enough, they're not going to listen to me. So it's so important that I have this voice without screaming in
Yeah.
the day, that it just gets attention.
Yeah, it's so good that you are showing that, yeah, voice up here. And many times, many people just comes to me and they ask about physical voice and physical voice practice, which is a beautiful thing. And I spent my last 4 decades of my life, so basically all my life, in the realm or the queendom of voice. So I know I use a lot of knowledge about the physical voice, but my main insight throughout my whole singing and songwriting career is that physical voice is deeply intertwined with the symbolic voice, and all the layers of our bodies and all the layers of our psyche or of our soul. So I'm really happy that you were showing this, because voice is, yeah, true, is here. Maybe the voice up, if you think of voice apparatus, yeah, it's tongue and lips and mouth and jaw and neck and throat, but it's all here as well, as you were showing. And so I think in the work we have been doing together, it's pretty much physical, like we are really going in the body. And so I was very helped. One of the feedback you gave me, that you were making a piece with your children, with the group of the children you are working with, and you said that your voice were the most powerful that you could have.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's a resonance, and it's because we know it, but we forget it sometimes. Oh, I have to bring my voice down, because if you don't want to feel what we feel because it's uncomfortable, right? We all have those, anxiety, pain, and just all those ugly feelings. Who wants to feel them? But as we run away from those feelings, we close our breathing, and as we close our breathing, we close our voice. So it's so beautiful that you taught that about us, that it's okay to open up, it's okay to close, and it's okay to feel all those feelings and have container for them. And because if we don't, we lose a very important part of ourselves, because it's all connected to the breath. As when we don't want to feel something, we breathe very shallow. And as the breathing opens up, we're going to start to feel the big emotions, and oh my gosh, I'm so scared of this, let me close it down again. But the truth is, it's a wave. If you let it happen, it's a wave. It's just going to go away like a beautiful wave.
Yeah, and you told me also about that it was a wonderful space to be vulnerable and to show our more fragile parts, which is connecting.
So beautiful. Yeah, that with being with other women, that was such a treat. Yeah, I do a lot of work. I meditate, but I do it all the time alone, and I do my own work, awareness, and being conscious, but working with other women and realizing we are all together on this journey was actually one of the most beautiful gifts you gave me. And I learned from other women, even from you, how we're looking for this. I told you the patchwork of the mother we never had. No one has a perfect mother. No one, and we just have to create a little rag doll that we put all these mothers together, our inner mother together from these women we encounter on our journey. So it's and you are one of them. You are so beautiful in your I called it as an archetype of the nurturing mother, that you're just so good at nurturing the infant with your voice. And that's one of the hardest to get close to. So it was so beautiful to work with you.
Wow, it's this metaphor of quilts, the patchwork blanket, and from women archetypes, and us come together as a sisterhood, but we learn from each other. It's so, I'm supposed to do a testimonial conversation and I'm getting like to tears because this metaphor is like, you are sensing so deeply what I'm doing here. Like, I just want to say, hey, women, you are all worthwhile. You are all, every sensation or every feeling of yours, or every thought of yours is just valid. And you can just put it in there and we work it through. We love each other through it, or somehow we sing ourselves through it, and then we heal each other. And so, and of course, it has also a science and it has a structure, but like working with women like you who have a so deep understanding, also physically a deep understanding of that voice work, which is of course sometimes just a front door marketing, because it's like also the whole system, whole soul is involved in this work, is just a true gift. So I'm really happy that you could nurture yourself with other women's wisdom and the voice and actually the songbook, the songs that we have done, because this is not a singing course. I mean, we use singing and voice exercises for opening up those channels, but the aim here is not to go to Carnegie Hall, although we could, some of us could, but so here, through this voice work, we are connecting to each other and to ourselves. And one of the other most beautiful things that you said as a feedback when we have done the self-check-in practice, that you said to us that oh, I become a better listener for myself. And it was a so beautiful thing. Could you maybe you can tell me more about this? How did it happen?
Yeah, it was when we were working, you asked us to talk without with the mute button, so no one heard me. And it was a very hard exercise for me, very hard to talk that no one is listening. And then I just said, oh, hold on, wait a second. I am listening. I'm still here. I'm listening. I could listen to myself. So that's how, that was the thought
Yeah.
process behind it. And
Wow.
it's so important for creativity that we listen to ourselves, and then that's how we write. That's how
Oh,
you
yeah.
create your music. That we
Yeah.
need to listen to ourselves, and so
So
that
beautiful.
was the
I
moment when.
Beautiful. I remember back then when we were for the first time, I asked you to do the self-check-in practice, which is like we are all staying in the online space, like with cameras, but no unmute, so we stay muted. And I remember your visual expression. It was like looking up and coming back and then saying nothing and then coming back to yourself. So you just describe what happened, that kind of you realize that, wow, there is one person here who listens to me, it's me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how beautiful is that in the very beginning of a voice workshop, you first need to listen to yourself. And so it was so beautiful. But all of you especially, it was like, I'm sensing everyone through the cameras, and it was so beautiful. This almost it was your aha moment was almost tangible in the space, like, wow, Krista got this. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So is there any other thing that you would like to share, maybe with our listeners or with the people who don't know this work from the inside yet? Is there any other thoughts that wants to come up?
I have one more thought that keep coming to me as that I love that you didn't market it for people who are actually professional singers, because I love singing, I really do, but I'm not a professional singer. I'm not even aiming to become, but I do enjoy singing. And what is even nicer to sing together in a community. And it's a lost knowledge, we lost those communities, we lost the tribes. And long time ago, when we lived in smaller communities, we had that tribe and we sang together, we danced together. And now we need to make a conscious effort to find
Mhm.
those communities,
Beautiful.
to nurture our soul with that. And
So beautiful. And the word together just stuck me, because
yeah,
even with our computer being together, this togetherness is possible in the online world as well. So I think it's a beautiful ending thought. And I'm really, really thrilled to get to know that I was your first online course. And thank you for being a beautiful, beautiful member in and out of my tribe. And I hope to see you and welcome you back. And so if you like to share anything from about your work and your book club, we put every link under the video. And thank you again, Krista. Köszönöm szépen. Thank you for being here
thank you
with us.
so much for being this beautiful, beautiful, nurturing person. It's so, so healing, really
Thank you.
healing.
Love. Okay, thank you. Köszönöm szépen. Köszönöm, drága.